Vinted got me in a chokehold, and honestly, it's tea. There's nothing like Vinted in this particular time when it comes to shopping, to curating personal style, to finding new pieces, new exciting pieces. Unfortunately, you can't just go into a store, into a mall, and expect to find something except for polyester and overpriced fast fashion items. I feel like we are over it. I feel like we're so sick and tired of it, and I feel like Vinted is the most accessible alternative for anyone at the moment. I consider myself an absolute pro in finding the best secondhand and vintage gems on Vinted, eBay, Vestiaire Collective, and in general on the internet, but also in real life. And I had a vintage boutique previously, which was very successful, if I may say so myself. And I can share a lot of wisdom with y'all, and I want to share the wisdom with y'all because I feel like everyone deserves to find high quality pieces for little money, because you're worth it and you deserve to feel good in your clothing. Vinted introduced a very, very exciting update to Germany and a couple of European countries. And there is a possibility of buying now stuff from French and Italian Vinted girlies and boys. And don't worry, I will be sharing some brands, but this is not the only point of this video. Let's start with the first point, which is write down your wish list. With Vinted, it's very easy to get distracted, to make impulse purchases and impulse buying. And I had to regret a lot of things that I've bought on Vinted just because of the thrill I get from buying something on there. I always thought to myself, it's not that deep, it's cheap, and it's more sustainable than buying it from Zara, right? Well, yeah, but not really, because the more you buy, the more shipping has to be done. And also, it's not about the buying, right? It's about the wearing and the curating of personal style and creating yourself. Really get clear on what you need, on what you would like to have, and what works with your wardrobe and your style. And just because it's more sustainable doesn't mean you have to go crazy with it. And shopping addiction is very real, and vintage shopping and secondhand shopping addiction is real too. So don't get it twisted. Usually my wish list consists of items that represent gaps in my wardrobe. If you start from scratch, it's even more important to write a wish list because you can get easily distracted on there. And therefore it's really good to have a plan, to have an idea in mind, to have a capsule wardrobe in mind. And when it comes to capsule wardrobes, I want to know if you would like to have an individual video on what I think about capsule wardrobes and how to actually create a capsule wardrobe which is truly individual and not just like this one. So let me know if you want to see a video like that. But the baseline, the wish list, is very, very important. How do we actually find the gems on Vinted? It depends on whether you like to look for a specific brand or a specific clothing item. This is easy, right? If you know what kind of designer you would like to buy, you just filter by designer. But then usually you get over 500 items, which are often much, much more than that. Thousands of items, right? So there's no way in hell that you will spend the whole day on Vinted. I mean, I sure did at some point in my life, but let's not talk about that. What you want to do, to go back to your wish list and see where are those gaps. And I know it can be tempting to see a designer item at a very low price and not to buy it. But let's be honest, we don't need all the things. We don't need to have it all. So let's keep it demure and let's think about what do we need. For example, if you need tops, go for tops and filter then by the designer or the colors. For me personally, I know I will not wear anything colorful. This is just me. So there's no point in me buying something which is by my favorite brand in the world, but I will never wear it because it's colorful, right? So the colors are also a great way to filter down the amount of things that you will get on your favorite designer. So the whole search by filter for brands is very easy and I think intuitive. Let's go to the more interesting part. If you have no brand in mind and you just want to find vintage pieces, high quality stuff, no brand stuff, and handmade stuff also. I love to look for natural fabrics like wool, cashmere, silk, sometimes cotton in the summer. But cotton is a little bit too much. You will get just way too much. It's better to combine filters like a brand and the material of cotton, so you will get a little bit less stuff on there, because you can literally get tens of thousands of things. Another really great hack that I discovered for myself because of this update is to look for these materials not only in the filter where you can select the materials, because oftentimes people select the material of silk for their garment which they want to sell, but it's actually polyester satin. So I really hate that. But anyway, what I like to do then is to actually write it out in the search bar. For example, I'm looking for a top, I filter for top, for the material, but then in the search bar I will literally write out real silk, either in German, echte Seide, or in French, soie, something, or in Italian, I don't know. I use Google Translate, y'all. Like, let's get a little bit handy here, right? And literally you can do that with anything. With wool, you will get amazing wool knits, coats, scarves, beanies, whatever. And you will get the most high quality, low price, iconic things on there that you will wear and love for decades. I'm not even kidding. The same goes with real leather shoes, real leather coats, whatever. Another great thing is to look for real silver jewelry by also filtering the material of silver, but oftentimes you will get not real silver in the search results. So what you can then do is to search for handmade and literally translate handmade into German or French or Italian, and you will get these amazing pieces that you would never find anywhere else, right? Or like one time at one flea market in your whole life, right? So you can really find amazing gems, as well as with, for example, these clip earrings. I searched in the search bar fourrure, which is like fur in French, I guess, and then these popped up. Another keyword is verapelle. It just means like real leather, and you will find amazing leather jackets, amazing leather bags and shoes with this keyword, and just get really creative with that. There's so many things you can look for, and materials and whatever. Just translate it into different languages, and also think about how an older woman would describe these things. They wouldn't use keywords like Y2K or early 2000s or Britney Spears, you know? Like, do a little bit of that role play in your head. What would you do if you would be a baby boomer and you would like to sell your Gucci heels for 25 euros? Because this is how they think. Let's continue. So what I wanted to say is that you have to think like baby boomers or older women that have those iconic pieces, whether those are designer pieces, high quality vintage stuff. Think about how would they describe them, and don't think in terms of trends and trending words like whimsical, whimsy, Y2K. They don't think in these terms, so I don't recommend you looking for these terms, especially because a lot of resellers use these type of catch words and trending words like whimsy and whimsical, and if you're not living in the UK, I don't recommend you using those words because you will find overpriced pieces. I'm exposing myself here, but that's the truth. Those catchphrases you will only find on overpriced stuff, and if that's what you actually want and you want to spend that money, do that and search for it. But for everyone who just wants to find treasures, you're better off without using trend words. If you're looking for authentic Y2K pieces, I would recommend you to research for actual brands that were popular during that time. For example, Morgan de Trois, then old Mexx. This was also very popular back then. M&G, the old logo and branding of Mango, also has a lot of great stuff. Also, Zara had a lot of great stuff. They had silks back then, cashmeres, real leather even. So you can search for the brand and then add the fabric as a filter. So you will more likely get high quality pieces within those vintage fast fashion brands. I told you I would share some brands with you. I already shared the Morgan de Trois and the Y2K brands, but my personal favorites are actually Isabel De Pedro. I believe this is a Spanish brand, or was a Spanish brand. It doesn't exist anymore. Furthermore, I love to look for Sarah Pacini, I believe, Copine as well. They have very, very cool pieces. Vicini for shoes and Fontaine for very feminine kind of pieces. And I really love Mexx & Co. It's a sister brand of Max Mara. It's more youthful and laid back, and I really like their items, especially the older vintage pieces by this brand. The last pro tip that I actually gave away already is that you shouldn't concentrate too much on the brands, and I feel like in the beginning it can help you to get used to Vinted and search for brands, but I think the sauce of it all is actually finding the pieces in the wild on there through scrolling and filtering the right things. So actually concentrate more on high quality materials, on using keywords like I said before, looking for real silver jewelry, accessories, wool, cashmere scarves, beanies, knits, silk blouses, and all those good things, and you will find amazing stuff. For example, for me personally, I always loved pony leather, like the calf skin pony leather type of leather, and I wouldn't want to buy this new, me personally, but I found out that this word cavallino does actually mean pony leather or like calf leather. And I bought some amazing furry ballerinas, and there are so many bags with this type of leather for 20 euros, 15 euros, for ridiculous low prices that are actually in great condition and look amazing and will last you a lifetime, much longer than the trend will last. But if this is something that would spice up your wardrobe and you would actually love and enjoy to wear for years, I would definitely recommend you look for these things and have fun with it. Vinted to me is like a game. I use it when I have to wait somewhere, and I don't necessarily need to buy something. It's just to train your eye as well, to recognize quality and to make it fun while also being sustainable with your consumer choices and being really aware of what you're actually buying on there. Like I said, you don't want to overspend, you don't want to make impulse purchases. Also, another tip is to look for H&M collabs with different brands, for example, Lanvin, Versace. There were a lot of designer collabs with H&M in the past, and they're so cheap on there, and I feel like this is another great way to find archived pieces or pieces that you would never be able to find anywhere else. So I hope these tips were very helpful to you. Please comment and share your tips, favorite brands, and some sort of wisdom that you have to offer when it comes to this topic. I feel like we can really benefit all from this. I just love that Vinted became such a popular app because I've been on there for 10 years already. I've been like 14, 13 years old when I first started buying and selling my stuff on there. And ever since then, it's my big love. And yeah, I just want to muse with you about this. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if these tips were actually helpful to you. And also let me know if you would like to have a Vinted haul of the things that I have acquired over the last year maybe. Because there are actually not that many things that I have bought. But maybe you're interested in it. So let me know. Thank you for watching and see you the next time. Bye.